Hey, everyone. How is it going, YouTube? So, this is a little bit impromptu. I have, in case you haven't heard, I've talked about it briefly in my Tricky Thursday that went out yesterday, but I want to tell you about my free 5-day fitting boot camp. What does that mean? That means if you have been struggling and you're not sure what to do in a fitting, I host this live event only twice a year, and right now is the time. We actually kick off the boot camp on Monday, and it teaches you through the 5 days of the boot camp. It starts Monday, ends Friday, but the replays are open until the 27th, so a full 2 weeks. So even if you can't come every day or you have to work around your schedule, we got you. There's replays and recordings, but it teaches the 5 steps that I use in my career. I've been a costumer for the entertainment industry for over 20 years, and we have to fit things on people super, super quick, and they have to fit. They have to look good. The performer has to be comfortable, has to be able to do their routine, and the designer has to be happy as well. So I've developed this 5-step system. I didn't make up these steps. This is just how I learned it, and I just gave them a name. But I take you through each day of the boot camp, show you my 5 steps, and it's a little different than a lot of other things have been, a lot of other people have taught fitting, because fitting's a hard thing to teach. I don't know about you guys, but every single fitting I've been in has been uniquely different than the last. I mean, there's some general things that carry over, but it's something that every single person struggles with, whether you sew or not. And then if you do sew, you're like, okay, cool, we're going to take care of this fitting situation. And so you start sewing for yourself, but then the patterns that you're using still aren't fitting. So you need to know how to make pattern adjustments, fitting adjustments to make them work for you. So it's just a topic that everybody struggles with. It can be super frustrating, and it's not talked about a lot. It's not taught a lot. I actually learned through experience, through working, sitting in fittings, working on shows. So that's how I learned, but I want to help people who are struggling with it now. Like, how can I share some of the tips that I've learned along the way and help you with your fittings? So if you've ever been confused in a fitting, or you try something on and you're like, something's not right, I just don't know what to do. If you're not sure of the order of how to do a fitting, like maybe there's lots going on and you're like, where do I start? This is exactly what I go through in the free boot camp. So the other thing that I hear a lot of my students struggle with is once you maybe pinned it just how you want it to be pinned. Thank you for liking. Hello. If you like this sort of thing, please hit that thumbs up for me, because it pushes it out to other people who might be interested in this. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shout from the rooftops. Hi, Sandra. I'm trying to shout from the rooftops like, hey, everyone, learn about fitting. It's free. Because it will go away. All the replays and everything are available until September 27th. But so it's only available for a limited time. So I'm trying to get this out to as many people as possible. But the other thing that I hear people struggle with the most with fitting is maybe you can get it pinned just right on you, but how do you transfer that information back to your pattern? How do you go in and then alter your clothes? That's what the missing key that I really do a little bit differently than a lot of other things that I've seen on teaching fitting. I'm not saying I invented any of this stuff. This is stuff that I learned along the way. I am just sharing it kind of openly, and we do it in this boot camp. This is the 5th time I've run this boot camp. It's always super popular. There's thousands of people who join from all over the world. And I've had people come back again and again and again because they enjoy it so much. They learn so much. It's just so much fun, because that's the other thing is you can learn how to do fitting and be frustrated by it and get overwhelmed with what to do. But in this boot camp, we just have fun with the whole process. And Sandra, you're here. You've taken the boot camp. Any feedback you can share with people who are maybe not familiar with the boot camp? What did you learn? What were your takeaways? That would help maybe people not just take my word for it, but somebody who actually participated in the boot camp and what they learned from it. What was I going to say? Yeah, instead of being frustrated and not knowing what to do and not being by yourself, so many times, especially with sewing, we're in our own sewing rooms, we're doing it by ourselves. Maybe you're even doing this for, you don't want to be on the job and be on the spot and not know what to do. This is just like a big fitting party. Everybody's learning together. There's engagement things. Plus, let me mention, you can win. We have 5 free books that we're giving away. It's a brand new book that just released in the UK. I don't even think it's officially released here in the US yet, but it's called Clone Your Clothes. We're giving away 5 free copies to people who sign up for the free boot camp. So you can get in on that just by signing up. And if you're curious, how do I sign up? The link is in the description. All you have to do is go there, put in your name and email, and join us for the party. The welcome party happens this Sunday, and then the training videos start hitting your email on Monday. So a lot of what I hear is, what if I don't have time? I work full time. How am I going to be able to do this? So let me tell you how it works. And I'm trying to get out of the way so you can see the FFB, because the name of this boot camp is Fitabulous Fit Boot Camp, because I want you to get that fitabulous fit. So that's the name of the boot camp. And I'm going to go over some common things that people ask about, and that, in case you're curious, because again, I just want everyone to have this knowledge and know that this is happening, because I would hate for you to miss it if this is something that could really help you in your fitting, sewing, and pattern making journey. Sandra says, yes, there will be a third boot. This will be her third boot camp she's joined us for. And she said, this has seriously been life-changing for me as far as my relationship with clothes. My perspective on how my body looks has changed so much since I know how to fit clothes better. It's improved my self-esteem so much. Oh, Sandra, that's so beautiful. So that's the number one thing is, I teach fitting in a different way than maybe you've heard of these standard adjustments. Like the full bust adjustment, I think, is a great adjustment. And I think that it doesn't like attack your body, but the rounded shoulders adjustment, the low butt adjustment, the full belly adjustment, all of these names that they like these standard adjustments use. First of all, it's not a standard adjustment that can work on any pattern. You're like, I always do the round shoulder. I always do the forward shoulder adjustment. You may not need to do that adjustment on every pattern. And if you just do that already, it may cause more problems. And the other thing I don't like about those standard adjustments is it's a negative name attacking your body, like rounded shoulders. Like, that means I must have a rounded shoulder. I have a low butt. I have a sway back. And that's not always the case. The thing is, your body is exactly perfect, exactly how it is. I don't care what size you wear. I don't care what those measurements are. It is exactly perfect and meant to fit you. Here's the thing. Standard sizing is a myth, and that's what everything goes off of. And it's not actually the pattern's fault that are out in the world or the clothing fault. I mean, it's hard to standardize because every single one of us is uniquely different. That's why learning fitting is so powerful, like learning how to make these adjustments, because there's no way to get around it. If you want clothes that fit, you need to learn how to do a fitting. So the way that I teach is a more intuitive approach. It's not your body that's the problem. It's the pattern. The pattern is what needs to change. And a rounded shoulder or low butt adjustment might work for one pattern. And you might think that that's your body is like that. And that's what's going on. That's not what's going on. It's the way that that pattern was adjusted that you need more room in that area. So that's why I don't love those standard adjustments, because makes you believe that something's wrong with your body or that your body is built in a certain way. That's not the case. It's the pattern that has to change to conform to your body. So the way that I teach is how to look at the pattern and know what adjustment needs to be made to fit your body. So it's a more of learning a process that can work for any body, any garment, and any pattern. And this is a process that I have used for over 20 years. And when I say I've worked for the entertainment industry and made costumes, I have done opera costumes for opera singers. I've done acrobat costumes for Cirque du Soleil and the like shows like that. I've done synchronized swimmers. I've done children. I've done little people. I've done Broadway singers. We have run the gamut of sizes, and with costumes, they don't always even look like regular clothes. And we have no time to get these costumes to fit perfectly. So this is a quick, efficient method that I realized kind of down the line, oh, this is what I do every time I make something. And I don't have the luxury to give up on it. I don't have the luxury to make 10, 15 mock-ups, even 5 or 6 mock-ups. I get one mock-up usually. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll get a second fitting with that performer, but I have to have things fit quickly and efficiently. So that's where this process comes from, and I'm sharing it with you. So Sandra says again, I don't look at sizes anymore. Sizes aren't a thing. Your dress size, oh, I'm a dress size 12, I'm a dress size 16. That could be true at one company, and you could be a completely different size as another company. I never pay attention to dress sizes. They really mean nothing. You want to always be looking at your body measurements, and you compare that. Even pattern sizes are completely different than dress sizes as well, because they don't mean anything. So you always need to be paying attention to the measurements. The measurements are the key. And then learning how to make fitting adjustments is like what is going to help you. And that's what we're teaching in this boot camp. And another thing I want to say, so I want to finish saying what Sandra said. I look at where the darts and the seams will hit my body. I can make choices better now that I understand fit, and I know that I am capable of changing with my that I'm changing it with my sewing skills. Trisha is an amazing teacher. I'm blessed to have found her in the community. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Thank you so much. So like I said, she is going in for her 3rd boot camp with us. And it's a different approach. And that's why we offer it for free. Some people are skeptical. Why am I offering this boot camp and this fitting for free? It's got to be a scam. I promise you, it's not a scam. You can look me up. You can look at my YouTube and go back to last, spring, and you can see that I've offered this before and the feedback that I get from people. I just really want to share this with people because I know this is something that people struggle with, and I want to help. I want to help. And it's different than what most people understand about fitting and making pattern adjustments. So by offering it for free, you get to try it out. And just because it's free doesn't mean you're not going to learn tons. I promise you. So that's why we do it for free. The other thing that comes up a lot is I work during that time. I work during the day. I won't be able to join. So let me tell you how it works. So every day starting Monday, you will get an email from me with a pre-recorded video, training video. And another question I get is, how long are the videos? The videos are between 20 minutes and 40 minutes, and they're emailed to you so you can watch them whenever it fits into your day. So if you're working and they go out, usually the email goes out around 10 a.m. Eastern time, and you get a new video every day throughout the 5 days. So if you can't watch it right when it comes out, it's okay. Watch it when on your lunch break. Watch it when you get home from work. That is completely fine. Remember, you get the replays all the way until the 27th. So you get the video emailed to you. It's pre-recorded. Don't have to be anywhere live. It's just going to show up in your inbox. There is a live Q&A session. The Q&A session happens on Zoom at 3 p.m. Eastern. Again, though, if you're not available at 3 p.m. Eastern, they are recorded. We do host the live Q&A sessions on Zoom. And so it's a really fun, interactive. I can see you guys. We get to hang out, learn about fitting. You can ask me all the questions. If you can't make the live, You can ask me questions ahead of time so that I can answer those questions in the live so you can look back at the answers later. So we do have a pop-up Facebook community. It's completely optional, but it's a lot of fun in there. So if you're not into Facebook, you're still going to get those training videos emailed to you every single day. If you're not into social media, you're still going to be able to get a lot of value out of this. Now, because we have to put those replays of the Q&A sessions somewhere, we do post those to the Facebook community because that's where most people are hanging out. So if you can't make the live, you can still go back and watch the replay later and get your question answered and watch it when a time that works for you. Again, all the replays are available until the 27th. So there's also a worksheet that comes with every training. So if you're more of a like reader instead of a watching a video person, we got you covered. Again, I want to mention you can win a free book called Clone Your Clothes. We're giving away 5 copies. This is a brand new book that just has hit the market. It's about copying off your favorite clothes and learning this really valuable technique without having to take your clothes apart. I think it's really wonderful. Claire Louise, or CL Hardy, is a writer. She was a producer on The Great British Sewing Bee for 4 seasons. And she's also a costumer like me. She sent me the copy of the book. It is awesome. Like, I really love the techniques that she shares, and it's very thorough. So we're giving away 5 free books for anyone who signs up for this boot camp. There's a scavenger hunt. We have a lot of fun. There's extra prizes you can win. This is everybody's favorite prize. You can win a little half-scale dress form. You can win my favorite sewing and pattern making books. If you participate, there are conditions with that, and it's a bit of a contest. And the reason for that is to help encourage you to do the homework, to get through it, because it's only available for a limited time. So it just makes it a little bit more fun. And some people like to do that. That is also completely optional. So that's how it works. You're emailed the training videos in the morning. You watch them in your own time when it works for you. We do have a live Q&A session every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Those are also recorded, and you can watch the replay later. We have a chance to win free book on how to copy off your clothes, written by a producer of The Great British Sewing Bee, who's also a costumer. Great tips in there. There's also over $1,000 worth of other prizes that you can participate and win. It's all about fitting and learning how to do fitting on any body, on any garment. This is a process that you're learning. And a lot of times people are asking me specific, like, I have this problem. I will be sharing another question that always comes up. Will I show you how to do a full bust adjustment? Will I be able to show you how to account for like a larger belly or a sway back? Which I hate using that term, but when you have pooling of your stuff down your back, absolutely. I won't be going through, because we have thousands of people who sign up for this bootcamp. I won't be able to go through and tell you, like, pinpoint and like tell you exactly this is how this works for you, because in order to do that, I would have to see pictures of you, and I can't do it for everybody. But you learn the general process, and I will show you in ways, if a full bust adjustment is needed, this is exactly how to do it. This is how to do it in the fitting. This is how to do it on your pattern. I will show you, like, if you have pooling or extra fabric, if you often had to use the sway back adjustment, this is what that means. And this is how you see it. The biggest thing with fitting is being able to recognize and being able to see what is happening, training your eye to know what to look for and to know what to do to fix it when you find it. So it really simplifies the fitting process and really breaks it down to just one simple idea, and you learn how to do that in this bootcamp. You do this fitting process along with me, so you can prove to yourself that you know how to do it, and it's just tons and tons of fun. So if there's any questions about this, I see a few of you are here. Please leave them in the chat. It's great because I get lots of questions. I'm trying to think of Oh, another question I get is, do you have to be advanced at sewing? Do you have to be a pattern maker to take this boot camp? The great thing about this process is that it's helpful to people who are just beginning, as long as you have a basic sewing knowledge, like you've used a sewing pattern before, you've seen a sewing pattern, you know what a grain line is. Sandra, who was just saying that this is her third time taking this boot camp and it's helped her so much. She had never sewn a garment until this year. Never sewn a garment. So that tells you that you can be a beginner. I just need you to know what seam allowance is. I need you to know what a pattern is and what a grain line is. And maybe you can sew a straight stitch and have a basic understanding of how things go together. You're going to be totally fine. Now, I've had people, oh, this sounds like it's just for beginners. Fitting is a different skill than sewing. So even if you've taken other fitting classes, even if you've been sewing for years and years and years, I have people who've been sewing for 30, 40, 50 years, and they still are like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known this years ago. So it helps even if you're an advanced stitcher as well, because this is a completely different process than sewing. It's learning to train your eye. What am I looking for in a fitting? What are the steps that I want to take when I go into a fitting so I know that I'm getting the correct information? How do I take that information that I find in a fitting, transfer it back to my pattern so that when I sew that pattern, it's going to fit perfectly? And perfect, I want to say this disclaimer. Perfect is a myth. I do use that and say, get your perfect fitting clothes. Really, you should always be looking for improvement. Perfect is kind of something that can hold you back. Kenneth King and I just had a live on Instagram the other day, and he had a great way of looking at this. He said and I have this saying called perfection is just procrastination in fancy shoes. If you're looking for the perfect fitting anything, the perfect anything, you're going to be looking forever, because mistakes are part of the game. Having minor flaws, it's just part of life. And another thing is, not every wrinkle is a bad wrinkle, especially when you're using woven fabrics, because if you're using stretch fabrics, it can be seamless and fit your body with no wrinkles anywhere, because the stretch accounts for that. If you're doing woven materials, it depends how you're fitting the pattern, because once you move, you're going to maybe have wrinkles. You need to have that extra space to allow movement to happen. So perfect is relative, is what I want to say. But by using these techniques, you're going to vastly improve your outcome. And that's what I want for you. And it's such a game changer. It's my job right now to make sure everyone who can benefit from this knowledge knows about it before we kick off this boot camp. You can dive in late if you're, like I said, all of the materials, all of the videos, everything is available until the 27th. So if you can't start right away, if you're worried about being busy, there's time, but only a short amount of time. So, Sandra said one more thing. I have now made 2 skirts and 2 dresses. Remember, I said she hadn't sewn a garment until this year, until she joined us in the boot camp, learned this method, and became a full-on student. She's now made 2 skirts and 2 dresses. She's modified more ready-to-wear items than I can count because of what she has learned from Trisha. So that's the other thing. Even if you're not somebody who likes to sew everything from scratch, if you're an upcycler, if you just want to have ready-to-wear clothing, learn how to make those clothes fit, this will help you as well. This is a process for learning how to fit. It's not just about making pattern adjustments. It's not just about sewing patterns. This is learning about fitting, learning a process that's going to help you learn how to fit. So if you are you know how to sew and you're like, I don't like to make things from scratch, I just want to learn how to alter clothes to make fit, or maybe you have a little sewing business. I don't want to say little business. I'm sorry. If you have like a sewing business where you do alterations for people and you're seeing lots of different body types, this will help you, because this is a process that I use. It's not just for And I will be talking about, if you are starting at the beginning and you're sewing something from scratch, how this will ultimately help you. And ultimately, you're going to have more options when you are doing a fitting in that respect, when you have a mock-up. I want to know if anyone's here, have you been frustrated because you've been making mock-up after mock-up after mock-up and you're still not getting what you want? I try to only make one mock-up, one. Why? Because when you do a mock-up and then you're like, oh, and you got to change it, you do another mock-up, oh, I got to change it. And then you're just starting over every single time. And of course, that's frustrating. Of course it is, because you just want to get it done, right? And you just like keep trying new things and nothing's working. Again, I'm talking about my free 5-day virtual fitting bootcamp. It's 100% free, kicks off on Monday. If you're interested in joining, check out the link in the description. It's called Fitabulous Fit Bootcamp. By the way, my name is Trish. I call myself your pattern nerd friend. I have over 20 years of experience making costumes for big theatrical productions. Disney is one of my clients. Cirque du Soleil is one of my clients. Broadway shows like Jersey Boys, Lion King, just to name a few off the top of my head. That's where my experience comes from, and I am sharing it with you for free. There's free books to be won. There's free prizes to be won, and it's just a whole lot of fun. So if you want to find out more, join us. We have the welcome party starting on Sunday, and then Monday we start in with the free videos and the trainings, and they are emailed to you, so you don't need to join us live. There are a live Q&A session, so you can ask specific questions. If you're like, I still don't get it, can you explain that a little bit more? Absolutely, that's what I'm here for. I only offer this twice a year. And now's the time. So that's why I'm telling everybody about it. It won't be back again until next spring. And there are people who come back again and again and again and again because A, it's so much fun, and B, there's so much good stuff to learn. So that's what I'm talking about today. I'm trying to think, there was another question that comes up a lot. And so you can join from anywhere in the world. We do try to make it accessible for everyone, completely free. There is a pop-up Facebook group, but and it actually just opened today. So if you sign up today, you can automatically jump in there. There's already people in there sharing about stuff, sharing about their sewing journeys, sharing about where they are, connecting with other stitchers. It's just a whole lot of fun in there, but it is not required. You do not have to be on social media to participate in this. It's just, social media helps me get the word out, and the Facebook community is just a way that most people can have access to, that makes it really easy, but it's completely optional. I will tell you though, there are a lot of people who are getting declined joining the Facebook group because you must tell me the email that you used to sign up for the boot camp, because we are checking every single person that we let into that Facebook group. So only people in the boot camp will be allowed to join the Facebook group. So it's a lot of fun, but it is completely monitored, and it's a safe space for only people who are in the boot camp. So make sure when you apply that you use your email that you use to sign up, because we are checking to make sure that you are signed up for the boot camp, not your Facebook email. I don't care about that. I need to know that you're signed up for the boot camp. Julie Cole is asking, hi, Trisha, I'm trying to join. When I click on the link, it says it's a bad URL. Oh no. I'm sorry. Julie, darn it. I will fix it. I will go and fix it after this. So bear with me. I'm actually going to jump off here in a second. If you click on it, oh gosh. So it's bit.ly/fitabulous, FITABULOUS, fit, SEP. Is it SEP? Let me just check really fast. I'm so sorry that link doesn't work. Yeah, SEP. So bit.ly/fitabulous fit, SEP. I didn't put the SEP because it's supposed to also work with Fantabulous Fit. Julie, I'm so excited that you're going to join us. I will get that link working. So if you've been trying to click on, I got to run because I think I'm going to jump on Instagram Live with my friend Aronica Cole. You guys, are you related? Aronica B. Cole. And we're going to try to tell people over there about the boot camp. Join us. It's really a blast. You have nothing to lose, so much to gain, free fitting knowledge, new sewing friends, possibly a free book, possibly other free cool sewing supplies if you want to participate in the scavenger hunt. It is a ton of fun. And it worked for me without the SEP. Okay, Sandra. So Julie, where else? It's also in my Tricky Thursday and that I posted, my video that I posted yesterday, actually. The link is also there. And if you're on Instagram, I hang out on Instagram a lot at creative.costume.academy. It is everywhere over there. It's in my bio. I don't know where to do it on YouTube. I need to get better about YouTube. I will make sure that we get to you. I'll reach out to you, Julie, and make sure that we get to you. All right, everyone, I am going to go join us in the boot camp. I'm also, if you guys know Stephanie Canada, I think we're going to try to set up a live for Sunday too, because plus she's just awesome to hang out with. So join us for that. Join us in the boot camp. It kicks off with the welcome party on Sunday, and I can't wait to see you there. Bye. Oh.